This is Inside Healthcare, brought to you by On Location TV19 and St. John's Hospital in Maplewood. St. John's is your community resource, committed to providing quality care at every stage of life, and is a member of the Health East Care System. Now here is your host, Jodi Ritacca.
Hello and welcome to Inside Healthcare. Did you know that the #1 killer of men and women is heart disease? So to protect yourself, it's important to know your family history, your risk factors, know those warning signs and symptoms, and if you experience them, seek emergency care immediately. One local man did just that, and fortunately, he was at the St. John's ER when his heart stopped. Here's Dan's story.
I'm Dan Moen of White Bear Subaru.
Dan Moen has a recognizable and gifted broadcasting voice, which he uses to promote White Bear Acura, where he's the general manager. Dan feels he's been given an even greater gift, the gift of life.
My birth mother died giving birth to me. She was in an iron lung. So it was I'm just lucky to be here in that respect.
And he feels even luckier that he's lived to reach the age of 59.
My dad had heart problems and succumbed to heart disease. I had 3 brothers all die of heart attacks all in their 50s. My last living brother also had a heart attack, but he's doing fine. And then myself.
When he was just 46 years old, Dan suffered his first chest pains and heart problems. 4 years later, he suffered a massive heart attack. The symptoms first came on when he was at work. He was just 50.
And was doing fairly well, and on all the cholesterol medicines and everything you would take. And one Saturday, I was at the office and had a symptom I'd never had before, and that was like a flu-type symptom. I never had that. I had everything else from arm pain to, the heart pain, the chest pain, and this was like a flu symptom.
He left work early, went home, and right to bed, but he got worse.
God was watching us that day.
His wife, Joanne, who was at her son's baseball game that evening, got a frantic call from her 10-year-old daughter that Dan wanted her to call 911. Joanne says paramedics rushed Dan to the St. John's Hospital Emergency Department. Dan seemed to do better once there, but his doctor insisted he stay the night.
He left, and about 5 minutes later, my eyes rolled behind my head and went into cardiac arrest.
So I'm out in the hallway screaming that something's wrong with my husband, and they rushed right in, and there was probably 7, 8 doctors in there reviving him because he was dead for 6 minutes.
Once stabilized, a Health East ambulance transported Dan to St. Joseph's Hospital and the Health East Heart Care Center.
It was a slow process getting him back, but they did keep him comatose for, I want to say 7 days, so they could let the heart heal a little bit.
I was pretty lucky to be here today, but anyways, they took me there, they did that, and they kept me in induced coma.
It was amazing.
1827 for a medical, having chest pain as a Charlie level medical.
Every day, Health East Transportation Medical Services saves lives, transporting more than 30,000 patients every year.
Paramedics are kind of the unsung heroes of medicine. They're out in people's homes, they're out on the roadways, they're out in really difficult and sometimes even dangerous conditions, bringing patients into the emergency department so we can take care of them.
And every year, Health East emergency departments at St. John's, St. Joseph's, and Woodwinds treat more than 100,000 patients. And the demand for these emergency medical services continues to increase.
This year, with the influenza outbreak, we're seeing actually record numbers of people. People are having trouble getting into primary care clinics. Sometimes the emergency department is the healthcare resource that's always available.
Dan and Joanne are grateful to everyone at Health East Emergency Medical Services for being there for him.
I wouldn't be here today. They didn't bring me back from at St. John's, and obviously when I went to St. Joe's, they did everything that got me to where I am today.
They kept him alive, and I couldn't thank him more. I mean, I don't even know how to thank him. I don't even know how I did thank him. But they did it. They did it, and they, thank you.
I mean, I'm so thankful that I've had this second chance.
So do you know if you're at risk for heart disease? Well, during the month of February, Heart Month, the Health East Women's Heart Advantage is making it easy for you to find out if you are at risk. They're holding free community health screenings. To find out where a screening is in your neighborhood, visit the healtheast.org website, and you can find out locations, dates, and times of when they're doing the free screening. So up next, a breakthrough artificial disc replacement surgery that could help relieve your neck pain. Stay with us.